Hello again. This is Doc Rotten from Gruesome Magazine and Horror News Radio. Joining me tonight is the one and only Vanessa. She is here in holiday spirit to talk about The Elf. Although, from what I hear, maybe not so much holiday cheer. Wow. Vanessa, how you doing?
Hey, Doc. Yeah, not so much holiday cheer, right? Coming right out of Halloween straight into Christmas.
Yeah, I hated how fast that goes. But here we are with a film called The Elf from writer-director Justin Price. Before we get into your review, give us a little synopsis about what The Elf may be about.
The funny thing is, I almost don't know what it's about. Like, the entire premise of the movie kind of comes out in about a 3-minute little interchange between the two main actors. And I still am not sure if I understood what it's about. It has to do with the Christmas demon, I think, that it makes this contract with people to gain souls. And at one point it made a contract with a toy maker, but the toy maker was actually a bad person. And the toy maker turned out to be the lead in the movie's grandfather, and maybe the lead murdered some people when he was a kid at a Christmas party. Maybe he didn't. I really don't know. The elf has me stumped.
The elf has you stumped. Well, the synopsis on IMDb talks about a cursed elf doll in an ancient chest. Is that true at all? So is it a doll?
That does happen, and sometimes it's a doll, sometimes it's a CGI cartoon. You never know what you're going to get. Sometimes it's somebody holding it up in front of their face, pretending to fight it away.
Oh no!
Yeah, there's a few moments in the Elf that, well, I won't say a few moments. The entire movie of the Elf is not that good.
The entire thing. So is there? Well, tell us. I was going to ask you to give us like a brief what you thought of it, but I think you just did. Is there anything redeeming at all about it?
The only redeeming qualities, I think, there's two scenes in it that are just funny and campy, but the movie itself doesn't try to be funny and campy. It tries to be really serious. So it's hard for me to tell if the director did it on purpose or not. Also, the entire cast is between men and women. All the men are like just white American men. All the women, I think, are like Hispanic or Eastern European. It's it's not part of the plot. It just was the way the director cast it, and it's really weird because it feels like a mail order bride situation.
Oh no. Does it take away from the film?
A little bit, because you get all these different accents and you can't really understand what they're saying because they talk really quietly.
Speaking of talking really quietly, how's the dialogue? I mean, is it serious? Is it campy? Does it work?
The dialogue is really bad. It's a lot of just dead air throughout most of the movie. There's almost no dialogue for most of it, just people awkwardly staring at each other in silence. And
that sounds really, like Christmas.
Right, it's so Christmassy. The lead actress, she's talking about how Christmas is her favorite holiday, and then her boyfriend, who is the actor who possibly murdered his family when he was a child, we don't know. He hates Christmas because of that. So she's complaining to him the whole time about how much he knows she loves Christmas. It's just, at one point, she yells at him. They're in the car and she yells at him. She goes, "What are you doing? Why are you stopping?" And immediately in front of them is a crashed car. So, if that gives you any indication as to how the dialogue goes in the movie.
One last question before we wrap this up. It is the elf, and we've talked about the elf as being sometimes a toy, sometimes something else, sometimes animated. For horror fans, is there anything with the elf in and of itself that horror fans will enjoy?
When the lead, when he pulls this elf out of this like old chest, it has like a small little steak knife in its hand, and I just think that kind of solidified as one of those really cheesy, iconic, like Ginger Dead Man or Evil Bong kind of things.
Oh, there you go.
You're like, wait a minute, why does this weird, creepy little elf doll have a steak knife in its hand?
Well, I think that pretty much sums it up. Let's give your review 1 to 5 and your favorite scene.
Okay, definitely a 1 because I'm not watching the elf again. Favorite scene. One of the murder scenes is how can I say it? Death by Christmas tree lights, and it's a carolers get taken out outside in front of the house by just a string of Christmas tree lights out in the front yard. So that was my favorite scene. All
right, well there you go. Thank you for another review. And we may have lost a friend director, but hey, stuff happens. Let's say goodnight.
Good night.
Good night.
Be sure to visit GruesomeMagazine.com to listen to the other Gruesome podcasts, Hard News Radio, and Decades of Horror. Also check out the Gruesome Magazine Quarterly, available in digital and print-on-demand format. Gruesome Magazine.